Really feels like they're trying to bait out this TP. Or, I mean, you know what's on their mind.
Yeah, TP's not even bad though. Like, if they really want to bait it out, TP with M-Power can make short work with a Phantom Lancer.
If he can catch him.
Yeah, if you can catch him. But the good thing about Magnus is, like, all the Phantom Lancers are low HP at the same time.
So some Game 5 heroes here, baby. Magnus, Earthshaker.
Yeah. I think VP would have snatched that if Team Secret didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
Foresight there.
Although they probably need a ranged position 4 to lane with the Magnus, don't they? At least it tends to do a lot better.
I mean, they could also just do Magnus Tiny because they empower the Tiny and like runs around.
Yeah.
It's alright. I still think the mid Tiny will end up looking real good though.
It never really looks bad, right? At worst, it's like average.
Yeah. No, because for a long time now, if he goes on the PL, like, he's almost gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna take so much damage.
Mid one in his home country. I mean, we put a lot of emphasis on that mid lane for a reason. We talked about it before the series started.
Yeah.
He's getting the last
Secret
pick
is getting 10th pick again, yeah.
They're setting him up for success.
Yeah, Roger's really learning how to work the camera today. Like, where did this guy come from? You know, you give him a Benz and then suddenly he's wearing shades, staring down cameras, thinks he's ice, ice, ice.
There's still a Monkey King in the game. No, they banned it first phase.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Probably a solo hero here.
It's looking tough to draft.
Some Wyvern.
I mean, it's a game 5 of a finals. Like,
Gives me-
that's when you see these. Like, we might see some heroes coming out that we don't expect.
Team Secret.
If there was any pocket draft still saved, this might be the time. The VP pull out the Crystal Maiden.
Okay. She's pretty good against PL, like stopping the mass of the illusions.
The mana is just really nice for Magnus and Tiny too.
Yeah, it completely changes for Tiny.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And a lot of vision too from Nova, definitely underrated in these team fights.
Terrorblick would be a good pickup for VP now too. Because you can go into the jungle really early with the CM aura.
5
And
seconds
M-Power as well. Secret though, what are they lacking?
I mean, they still kind of want this fat guy running in. I don't know if he can afford to pick it though.
There it is. SAP with the snipe.
We've seen that hero banned in the first few games of this series.
He lanes really well against Tiny and Magnus.
Yeah, it actually looks really good right now.
Yep, very good.
There's still the Weaver. It's not Dynamite or Shaker or Silencer,
Finally.
I mean, what's very obvious is they picked like 2 heroes that button already.
Yeah.
So might as well. If you go out playing Terror Blade. No one.
I'm just wondering.
Is he on the Tiny or not is the question.
Exactly. The other question
10
is,
seconds remaining.
like, the Terrorblade versus Necro lane. Like, Terrorblade when it pops meta obviously does
5
well,
seconds remaining.
but then it starts getting hard.
I think after you use the second meta in the lane, you just want to go to jungle most of the time. Because you're going to be level 4-ish. Then
I think,
You just CM.
like, right now they can't really kill this Necro until TV gets bad.
I think Zeus could be really good for VP as well. Deals with a lot of heroes, disturbs their blink daggers, PL hates Zeus, Necro hates Zeus. But of course Secret is gonna have the last pick, they can pick some Storm or something.
Yeah.
Or if they pick like an Invoker, that could be pretty dope too.
Yeah. Although Invoker doesn't like to play against Silencer or PL early on. Annoying.
I mean, Invoker for Secret.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're thinking Zeus for Secret?
I think he was thinking for VP.
Yeah, for VP, yeah.
No one.
I mean, I think for Secret it's also really good though, actually, if you look at the graph. Get the wave going.
That was pretty impressive for one guy on a camera.
Yeah, but
it's actually going.
It went both ways.
He's very powerful.
It's a double wave.
Virtus
Oh yeah, game 5.
The game 5 hype is real.
Take out the no one Pugna. Good against the Necrophos.
Oh yeah.
If you're no one right now, you're sitting in there Is Tiny the hero that you feel like you can win this game on, or do you go for something bigger, like a more classic no-one hero?
Oh, Dragonite.
Okay, similar to the Pugna in tone at least, but a little bit more secure later on. Also plays pretty well with Empower.
I think he's picking the Zeus right now. What do you think?
It's also Tinker.
Yeah, Tinker and Zeus, I think one of the two.
I don't know, it feels like they need building damage though, that's the problem. Let's see.
That's not building damage.
But that's a hero this game.
That's 3 lanes that don't want to be against the Timbersaw.
Yep.
This Timber is a massive problem.
Yeah. Oh, I think Secret are looking real good right now.
And this atmosphere is pretty hype right now.
Ooh.
I need to know, guys.
All right, I'll take
Game
it.
5.
As much as I like the Timbersaw in terms of laning, I don't really like the whole snowball impact that's coming with it. I feel like VP are going to hold. I think Virtus Pro are going to take themselves their first 5 games in the major.
Another major for Virtus Pro, says Trent. Highlight eye.
For me, this is a classic mid one here for this. He can run all over the map. He has a decent laning matchup versus the DK. I think Secret's got this.
I mean, it's basically mid one against the world in this game, and
I mean, if you heard the crowd, I think they got mid ones back.
but the world is a huge task, you know. I think VP got this.
Oh, you heard it, guys. I think mid one might need a little boost. I think Virtus Pro would love some boosting for you guys as well. You've been loud all tournament. For the last time, Virtus Pro and Team Secret Game 5. Make some noise. Over to the commentators.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 5 of the Kuala Lumpur Major Grand Finals. Secret versus VP. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Fox, and another draft where we're seeing exciting change-ups. We're getting a one Timbersaw coming through as the 5th and final pick, and a lot of fantastic team fight and control from the side of VP. Magnus in play, solo Crystal Maiden, everything to watch for and everything to be. I can't wait, folks. We see a split decision from the panel. The crowd obviously favoring sort of the Secret picks. They love the mid one Timbersaw. I can't wait to see it. This hero could pop off this game.
He's got, but just like they were talking about, he's got great matchups in all 3 lanes that he can be set up against. And so mid one, there is definitely the opportunity for him to just completely pop off in this game. And I do kind of have to side with Pi here. You know, Trent, he hasn't had a right prediction yet in this grand final. So sorry, Trent, love you. But yeah, I think this is a hero where mid one can absolutely thrive. This is where he likes to play, right? He likes being able to just run around, and he just likes killing shit. Let's be honest here. He just likes to kill things, and this is the perfect hero for him to do so. But VP, they've got Ramses on Terrorblade again. We saw what he did in that last game. Let's see if they can do it again.
And what an exciting way, really, to end this patch 7.19. Can Secret destroy the Terrorblade in his final form?
They've got ways to do so. They've got some counters here, like we saw. The PL, majority of the times in this tournament, it's gone the TB's favor. In that one game from Secret earlier today, the PL was able to do it. Nisha played incredible, had super amount of farm. They had great ways to control it. And in this game, too, they do have ways to control this Terrorblade. They've got Earthshaker. They've got Timbersaw, 2 heroes that can be very strong versus it. And even the Necrophos, even throw in a Silencer. If you have your BKB and your Manta, sure, you're defended from Global Silence, but when you have those on cooldown, Global can really be a thing to punish to not allow you to get those Sunders off. So see if Secret can execute this, and we'll see if Pasha can execute on this Magnus.
Let's see, the last game, at least we had a close start in terms of the lanes. You could see in the middle, no one have a very nice time in terms of getting farm on the OD. This time the matchup going to be a little bit harder.
Yep.
We'll see at least mid one be able to play it very safe. It's unlikely we're going to see this Timbersaw go down, and he can get aggressive onto no one. To the point as well where it's going to sort of be down to who hits that 6 first.
Oh, he can definitely look to get kill threat. I mean, I think mid one could go for like the 3 points in the Whirling Death, and if you can get the 2 stacks of the stat reduction on the DK, you can go for the kills. And we can also see Yapsor's rotation being a big factor here. This is the first time that we see Secret deviate from their usual plan, where they run that 3 heroes aggro and then just leave Zai sacked. This game, they've got Zai positioned in a place where he can have rotations from Yapsor, give him a successful lane. So we have to watch how Zai can do down here versus this Ramses. And immediately we already see Yapsor. He's cutting creep waves. He's manipulating the bottom wave to give Zai a better start in this game.
See how much BP can do in response to that. You can see Roger sort of heading over with that pull. See how far he wants to chase it and try and sort of get at least something from the way that the creeps are going to meet between that tier 1 and tier 2 tap on Secret's half of the map. Bishop, getting a good few punches in onto Puppey.
Going to be looking a lot toward the rune rotations too. Those 2-minute marks, because we will probably see at least a bottle come out on the Timber Saw, and Yapsor look to secure these runes. If we see another situation where, I mean, mid one gets like an arcane rune into a regen rune or something, that's where he can definitely look for kill threat too. No one though, already off to a great start. These first few waves, 10 last hits, the DK. You're not under too much pressure until the levels build up. Like you said, it's usually the level 6 from the Timber Saw that you have to watch out for, but mid one is definitely going to play aggressive.
Yapsor chasing down Roger here. Does have a Fisher available. You want to try to go for some sort of block off, as you'll just sort of follow the movement, getting trapped in.
Ooh, there's a haste from bottom
Get a few punches.
Haste.
Yapsor has not got too much mana to play around with still. Just continue to try and right-click down Roger. Roger trying to do his best to escape. Slap in, the tip coming out from Roger. Roger. He is getting chased back behind the tier 2, but
they're going to watch each other.
They've not got
I love it. Oh, he walks in. Yapsor's like, I can hear Yapsor kind of like giggling probably while doing that too. So much respect between the two teams. I love it.
Top lane Nisha, Puppey, trying to see if they can get on top of Solo. Solo keeps his distance. The mid lane matchup at the moment, pretty even in farm. Slight edge for no one. 18 for 1 against the 15 for 2.
He's doing great. Having that Coiling Blade always helps you get those extra last hits when you're playing versus Timber Saw, who's reducing your stats. Also, of course, has that Breathe Fire plus CM Aura, something we can't forget about here.
Sort of with the high regen. He's got from the Dragon's Blood. Hard for mid one to truly harass him out of the lane at the early levels.
Yeah. Like you said, it's mostly around that level 6, depending on like the rune luck.
Bottom. Yapsor and Zai trying to get aggressive onto the 2 of them, Roger and Ramses. The Metamorphosis will turn, start to push Zai back, but a Fisher comes out. Blocks off any sort of aggressive attempt from VP.
Both side lanes from each side wanting to put the pressure on these carries. The top lane, Shockwave plus CM, Crystal Nova not going to be spammed out to Nisha, and bottom side, the Necrophos just throwing out those spells constantly. Ramses!
He's incredibly low. Zai dives in, they'll get first blood, they'll lose side for it, but they'll take that one. Maybe they lose Yapsor as well. He's tanking the tower a little bit too much. Roger starting to right-click him down, but the stick charges in the air. Yapsor will back off. They get first blood Secret.
Roger gets a lot of gold back for that kill though. Even though it's a first blood that get on Ramses, Roger actually gets more for the kill.
Top lane, bit of a chase down onto Puppey. Pasha doesn't have a point in the skewer though, so will not be able to go any further. Puppey is out and back to safety.
Man, Roger got so much gold for that kill. Crazy. And now Roger though. There's an arcane rune on mid one.
On top of him, the Avalanche will slow him down a little bit. He has got the point in Timber Chain to use to try and close this gap. See if he can do it. He's in. One more should get him in range if Roger's not too careful with his positioning. Can Roger get himself away from this? He cannot. Mid one, rotating away from the middle lane, finds a kill.
And he would get an arcane rune, right? Just that little bit of cooldown reduction for him to close the gap on top of that tiny. Close to level 6. And they're actually looking to pose the threat onto Ramses again here. He gets blocked off by the Fissure. Ramses,
he's got nowhere to run.
He is dead.
Zai and Yapsor, a second time down here, killing off the Terrorblade.
Gives no one the level 6 in the mid lane because mid one has spent some time away from it. So that tower threat, some tower pressure coming out here. They have the glyph immediately though.
Mid one with that movement as well. Himself not quite having the 6.
Yeah.
Needs one more creep for it.
Needs his Soul Ring to come out too, but they need to actually use the courier first top for Nisha so he can get that Aquila finished up and get some extra regen.
I'm seeing Yapsor around, but Yapsor not going to head forward and look to offer up a Fisher.
Mid one's a bit low on mana too, like we were saying.
Top farm-wise, Nisha 27 for 8. Pasha though also finding good farm on the top lane Magnus. Yapsor making the long movement up towards top. Solo starts to get aggressive. They skewer forward. They're trying to bring down Puppey. They'll dive forward under the tower with the shockwave. They get it. Solo tries to TP out, but Yapsor Fisher cancels the escape from the CM. Basha will be allowed to escape though. Moves a little deeper, TP's away, stun from no one, allows no one to pick up the haste rune. Mid will go straight for the TP out. Will he be able to keep himself alive? He does! Heads up play, knows that he cannot outrun or stick around near that DK with the haste. He's straight back to base.
Aggressive moves from both sides. Nisha still able to find a bit more farm, of course, than that Tower Blade at the bottom, since Ramses did get punished twice with his life from the rotations. But no one having a great time in that mid lane, going just so much strength, right? The double bracer build we've seen built a lot of times on these strength throws in the mid lane. Also the belt of strength too on top of that, just so you can tank through all this damage that can come out from a Timbersaw early on.
He's getting aggressive here onto Zai. Zai falling pretty low, does still have the Ghost Shroud to fall back on. Maybe a little bit of a vapor. Roger, he's trying to miss the avalanche, but he gets the toss. It's not enough though. Zai heals back up under the cover of the Ghost Shroud. Ramses gets the Sunder, hits level 6, and can turn and beat down Yapzor. Getting to just the right time. Mid lane, mid one. Still a lot of mana to play around with. Will not connect with the Chakram though.
We said this man was going to play aggressive. Look at his skill build. The 4-1-1 on the Timbersaw.
I love it. It's the way to go against the DK. It can give him that kill opportunity.
Can make him fairly squishy though for rotations, but this is the way. I mean, it's mid one, right? We know he's going to play aggressive. Oh, doesn't get the range creep. Close for 7. It's 3-4. Experience dead even, gold pretty much the same, only 500.
No one's going to be careful. Yapzor can get the Fisher block off. No one's going to take a lot of damage here from the combo. He'll turn with a quick stun onto mid-bot. Owning back to Timbersaw for now. Yapzor tries to close the gap to get the follow-up. Control with the enchant item of the aftershock, but cannot get on top of no one. So no one will escape. Movement speed there just enough to allow him to retreat.
And just raw HP too, right? Like sure, he went strength versus the Timbersaw, but he's got 1700 health on a Dragon Knight. Seen this build done so many times now on these DKs, especially from no one. Wondering if this could be a game where he does go for the Radiance again, since he's versus PL. I say that, he literally instantly queued it up right before. So we saw him do this in one of their games earlier in the tournament, and it worked out great. This is another game where Radiance, good versus Necrophos, good versus PL as well.
Ramses also saw those deaths down bottom, and knowing that Zai has the Reaper Scythe online, he's backing away from the bottom lane. We'll go into the jungle, Yapzor. He's got eyes on him.
Just an efficient move always too, right? Because then you give your support a lane, you let Roger get some farm up too, and you farm just incredibly fast always in the jungle as a Terror Blade.
Denied.
Yapzor continuing to flow between middle lane and bottom lane. He's back
Roger
down
has
here.
to be careful.
Roger's starting to try and go a little aggressive onto Zai with the avalanche, but the Fisher blocks there. Zai, if you can bring him down low enough, he's the chance to finish him off. Good
nice
toss from
toss
Roger.
away.
Very nice toss, and the TP out. He's away.
What a play.
Absolutely fantastic from Roger.
Puts him on the opposite side of that fissure. Just absolutely perfect there by the Tiny. Solo.
Oh, tries to steal some of the creeps there from the low ground. Pete and Nisha will be quick to chase. We see Ramses turn up though, they'll lose Solo. But Nisha, he doesn't have double gang, but they're confusing him. They're illusion.
He's sending the illusion.
He's confused him. Oh! The mind games, Nisha able to outplay VP as they get drawn towards the illusion. Nisha moving in deeper, goes for the TP on the high ground. They don't see him there.
Yeah. Ramses with a very efficient move. He's like, oh, I'm farming in this area anyway. Oh, look, a silencer. Quick Sunder. Very nice. Bounty runes coming out. VP setting up for the top ones, and Secret will get the bottom two.
Dire's top
No one
tower
getting
is
forward
under
for
attack.
the rune placement as well. He heads up towards the top, gets a regen rune.
Yapzor's having very good farm as he's almost halfway to that Blink Dagger, so he's actually only going for the 1 point in the fissure.
Getting aggressive on Roger. Heading behind the tower, Zai still with the Reaper's Scythe ready to go. We'll see if Roger can play his way out. This one, it's going to be harder. One's here as well. They've got a lot of burst. Chakram will miss. Doesn't matter. Roger just gets beaten down by the 3 of them. Secret make the move towards that tier 1 tower. They get the kill, and they can put some pressure onto it as well. They'll get the mid lane to Nisha's PL.
Yeah, 10-minute mark, so the second catapult wave is coming through, so they can definitely look to take this tower, but at the same time, too, no one might want to try to threaten the mid lane as he's got Dragon in about 20 seconds, and he has his own catapult, of course.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Roger. is smoked up as well with Solo in that mid lane. They want to try to set up on a kill, and whoever makes the rotation here to try to defend the tower, and Zai could be the culprit.
Got the Dragon Form in 2 seconds, so no one could go straight away with the ult and that extra range for the opening stun.
He does have a raindrop and some wand charges.
There we go. There's the opener, trying to buy time for Roger to get in. Zai get the Ghost Shroud off. They're trying with the magical damage. It's a knock.
They get it. He didn't get the wand.
They burst him through the Ghost Shroud. TP's come in for Secret. Can they turn? They get the fish onto no one. Mid one tries to move forward, but another step from no one holds him in place. VP controlling the Timbersaw. They got the control. They stop him from Timber getting away. The toss as well. They killed him. Yapzor tries with the Echo Slap, but it's not enough damage. As VP take 2 kills in the middle, they have that magical burst to deal with the Necro and to deal with the Timber at this stage of the game.
And so much control too, right? The way they did that on the Timbersaw while he's chained, they get the root off from Solo, absolutely perfect. And the way they set up, they're like, oh, we've got DK Form coming up. We know someone's going to try to defend this tower. The 2-person rotation, they punish Secret heavily. And that's the first to go.
Used to no avail as Secret lose the fight mid and lose that tier 1 tower. No one's farm continuing to skyrocket. As this is a game where the DK is on track to get a fantastic timing on the Radiance. 2,500 gold towards the Relic.
That's going to be huge for them because, you know, that PL and the Tower Blade, we talked about it before. We saw the matchup earlier, but throwing a DK with the Radiance, tides can definitely turn. Not like this time, Yapzor's playing a Rubik where he can turn into a Tower Blade and get the reflection and get the benefit of that Radiance. He's playing an Earthshaker, so a little bit of a difference here. Nisha will be fortunate to find a DD down bottom to increase his farming speed.
Double damage.
So far though, VP. A little bit of better movements as they've claimed themselves like a 1 gold advantage. They've claimed that mid tower to the most important tower in the game. But Secret, it's not like they're not punching back. They do get the bottom one. And they do have this PL who is farming very nicely.
Smoke movement here from VP. Allows them to get close to Zai. They're slowing down with an over. Rogers in with the avalanche. Zai.
Toss back. You get it?
He's got a lot of health to run around with. And now mid one, he's there with the counterplay. Chakram slow onto Solo. Looks to burst him. The stop. No one holds it back. Solo will still fall as the neutral creep gets the deny upon him. Zai will kill off Roger in return.
It looks like Roger. I was wondering who's going to try to build the third of this game. It's actually going to be Roger on the Tiny. A little bit of a different approach, but versus a Timbersaw and versus a Necros, it's probably the most valuable item they can buy.
7-6 at the moment. This Dragonite just looking so far ahead at this point in time. He's only going to get further with that constant buff from the Empower that Pash is granting him. No one will hit that level 12. The Relic just around the corner. It's when he's there with the Radiant. VP can just look to push with that Dragonite sort of at the forefront of their attempts.
Yep.
It's going to be hard for Secret Rip to totally beat down on them at the point where Nisha is more focused on getting that Diffusal Blade done, getting sort of that first defensive item like the Mantra or the BKB before he really goes head to head and fights with VP's full 5-man.
They'll probably get some like similar item timing too. I mean, or like good cohesion of item times on VP.
Bishop controls them. The one's on top of them. A surprise from the Invis Rune will allow him to kill off Roger.
The tree.
Will it? Oh, Roger, no! Surely not. And indeed it is. Midbone will find him. A little bit of a messy one, and again having to use that Echo Sound to make sure they do get the kill.
So they should be able to get the mech as well as that Radiance out at the similar timing on VP for them to put the pressure on and look to capitalize onto Secret. But at the same time too, Yapzor, we're talking about he's going to have a fast blink. He's got it after these bounty runes.
Okay. No Echo for 3 minutes though. Limits in the plays that he can offer.
But he's going to have a blink tagger on his side, and they've got a Timber who can jump in and out of the fights while on the side of VP.
It is a lot of magical burst.
They don't have anyone getting a blink for a very long time. As we saw, Pasha is going for Mac. He's going for the more defensive, just run together as a unit around our DK build.
Here we have it, Zai. Hard target for them to commit on. Pasha want to try with an RP.
Bottom lane.
Bottom. Again, the two of them, Yapzor and Mid1, finding Roger for the second time down here within a minute. CVP starting to charge forward. Sort of going for this Radiance build and not having a Blink or Shadow Blade, it makes it hard for VP in terms of initiation.
Absolutely, yeah.
But that Radiance build, it is going to be a good time. halfway on board for the recipe. Double stack of the edges will bring him ever so close. No one on 16 minutes nearly there for him.
YapzOr looking to make an aggressive play immediately again up top.
Just scoot forward. Puppy's here as well. Pasha, I don't think there's any escape from him. He's got a TP, but they've got more than enough stuns. He's pretty... Okay, he's just sort of put YapzOr in a position where he couldn't get there. He fissured the trees, but he couldn't get him close enough to get an enchant totem and aftershock proc off.
Puppy had a tango too there, but yeah, they didn't. I mean, that's something where YapzOr thought he would be able to walk through that tree line, but wasn't able to.
So, found himself a Timbersaw. One says he's found him. No one is there. So is Ramses. A global is going to be popped here by Puppy.
He really wants to just protect mid one. Even if he has a haste, there are some stuns in. It looks like mid one is probably going to be able to get out of that one anyway, but Puppy being extra careful. And like we said, you know, this is a game, mid one, he's playing Timbersaw. He's going to look to run around and just kill people. Sai given a good amount of opportunity to just farm. He's got the hood finished, also just going for tanky to vitality booster, so he can be line for his team as well with that Timber.
Solo coming off the back of the smoke, gets the slow onto Puppy. And there's no global to worry about as Puppy gets burned. Taken down. Mid1 trying to turn, get the checkpoint connection onto Solo. It won't be enough to bring him out. Solo will survive. Pasha has managed to separate Zai up top. This time he will use the RP. He knows that VP have the numbers to surround Zai. He'll pump the Ghost Shroud, but again, they've got control to offer through the Avalanche and the stun. Do they have the damage though? Zai, he gets up another Death Pulse. He doesn't actually die yet. He's tripped up though by the vision.
The Echo!
Oh, YapzOr! Oh, he's in! The Echo is perfect. The turnaround is beautiful. Secret take 4!
Oh my god, they couldn't bring down Zai. He's so tanky.
They couldn't kill him.
He took the strength talent, he got a vitality, he got a hood.
And he was on strength treads.
Yep.
Every little bit.
Holy crap, they get the turnaround.
They just tunnel vision didn't pop him. Looked at this, like, you know, YapzOr with that fish was like, oh, hang on, Zai trapped, but it didn't matter. They needed to kill off Zai before time was brought for the rest to come. I mean, at this moment in time, Secret is still behind the tier 1. It takes some time to get over here, but the time is there. Zai survives. Lockdown comes through. YapzOr gets himself perfectly in position with this blink play. Fire! Gets the
and Ramses
going up. I think all 4 of them.
Yeah, Ramses was trying to get the sun off, but those ripples from the Echo just brings him down.
These sort of plays on the shaker we've come to expect to see time and time again from YapzOr, and they're happening here. Game 5 of the Kuala Lumpur Major Grand Finals. He's 2-1-10.
These kills adding up, right? Like Zai being able to get those kills early on makes him so tanky. Full Crimson Guard. Now he needs to itemize so that he can be able to remove that Spirit Vessel that's probably going to come relatively soon on the Tiny Zone. He's going to go back for that Yules. Great defensive item for him. But yet, this blink on YapzOr being so early picked up, it can do so much work in this game, absolutely.
And they're ready to try and enable some more action.
They're all about fighting. They've got an Arcane Rune on mid one too, so that damage, it's going to be super high. Nisha, he's been left alone for a very long time. Already up to 189 lasts. Defusal Yasha on the way with her Manta. He is a good 2,000 gold above the Terrorblade. And that's a Terrorblade who's had to empower a lot of the times too while jungling. That's good. Just these threats up with all these movements.
It is on Solo. And the trees will go for the TP out. He'll make it back to safety. Pasha trying to TP as well. Will they see him in time? They don't. Pasha escapes. VP are out of there and away from the smoke movement from Secret. Secret starting to take this lead. 13-7. 20 minutes in, 4K. In both gold and experience.
Peanut a better way to start the fight. They have no one who can actually just go in. They just have these walk up and stuns, while Secret, they've got great counter initiation and great initiation. They need someone to sit the front lines, as we see when he's queued up a Blink Dagger after that Radiance. It's the build that he did the other day as well, but they need something to be able to get quick initiation. But focusing on Zai is not the option at all anymore. This hero is far too tanky for them to deal with. They need the Spirit Vessel to be finished up on Roger, and for him to get some charge, they want to go for that before the Yules is finished up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Secret. They are absolutely looking to take these engagements.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Looking
attack.
ready to set up some aggressive.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Nisha
attack.
wanted to try to threaten a Roche, but he still doesn't kill it that fast as the PL. instead wanted to claim this last tier 1 tower in the mid lane so they can have a better avenue into that Rosh and not allow VP to have the best plays into it, as they, we said, they set up the vision already to prepare for it in the next few stages.
Radiant's middle tower
Both teams
has
with
fallen.
real potential around the pit. RPs, Echo Slams. Of course, until that blink is finally there on Pasha, it's going to be that little bit easier for Secret to execute when it comes to the 5v5s.
And he's still going for the Greaves because he's versus Global Silence. He has to watch out for that Global in a lot of these times. They've got Phantom Ramses, but the rest of their heroes, they've got no ways just yet until to get rid of that Global when it comes out. Zai deviates a little bit from Fuels. Item though, the Lotus Orb, just things to be able to hurt off that Spirit Vessel. Gives him some armor at least to be able to tank through the physical damage that VP does absolutely have in their lineup.
Also with the Terror Blade in these early fights. And Ramses absolutely relying on getting a successful Sunder off, giving that bonus life to continue fighting, especially when behind. The playing mid one will show Secret are in position to defend this if VP go for a full push, but VP are backing away from this. They don't want to dive too far top at this tier 1 tower.
Secret looks like they want to give it up though. Not a place that they want to surround it on and take a fight. They've got Nisha farming incredibly well. They've got this, Timber's getting close to another item too. They're alright with losing this one with the way that the game pace has been going for themselves. No, near 5k gold, 6k experience for them right now. But they're still sitting behind Zai. They in the front lines. It's just too tanky for them to bring it down before the counter initiation come from Secret.
Teams, just avoiding one another for now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Zai always goes and takes the risky farm immediately. Ports to the back tower, so it gives his team the opportunity to port quickly in that front tower if he does need any backup. And Secret, they're already smoked up looking for something. They even throw a scan, so Zai playing a little bit careful here.
I know that VP is still up here.
Yeah. Puppy, that means like they get the scan out, so they're going to expect there's vision around here. So Puppy, he already has the pair to take this out.
VP are still sticking around. Mid one.
He runs into Raj.
He's got eyes on Raj. Just in he goes. Roger tries for the TP. He knows he cannot afford to do so. There's a lot of stun coming out. Acquired a nice 4-man avalanche, but it will not save it. Punish Roger for VP's presence on Secret's half of the map.
Now, we have Ramses get more involved though. Like we said, the big time in the game meant to be so he can look to fight without getting controlled by both that shake and also not so much of that global. And we see the Greaves as well finished up Pasha, so same thing, not having to worry about that global much. They give Nisha a
High ground vision, no one. The jump, the global comes out, but the BKP's there from Ramses.
Middle shredded.
Down the Timsar. Timber's dead, mid one's out of it. Nisha did not well. He's trying to walk away. Really know which one the real one is as they focus him down. Ramses turning up big time with the BKP reveal on the Terra Blade.
Having that high ground positioning for mid one, not tanking up, and now
Oh, they've found themselves a bonus. No one jumps up to the high ground, catches out the silencer.
Are they going to look to go for some of a buyback play here? The BKB was used on Ramses. They do have it available for Nisha, but not for mid one.
You can see the Pasha, Roger sweeping over. They're just making sure there's no chance for Zai or Yapsor to do anything around this Roshan pit. Know that they have the numbers advantage. RP being used. They want this Necro dead, and they should get it. It'll buy some time with the Ghost Trap. Magical damage, but the Stewart is there. VP taking 4 kills from Secret. The Roshan still stands, but potentially not for long. Ramses heads straight back into the pit. Doesn't have the meta, but he has that extra damage from the Empower. Secret unlikely to be able to do too much about this.
Mid one not having an armor item either. So in that fight, he did not have reactive armor stacks before he walks up, and it's an empowered Terra Blade with meta.
It hits so hard at this
so
point.
damn hard.
As they've got it, Ramses now with the Aegis.
The absolute best positioning there for VP possible.
Fight to Pasha being brought incredibly close to having the Blink Dagger of his own on for the Greaves.
VP could not have asked for a better scenario. as that gets them close to, like you said, the blink on the map, the BKB close to the DK too, so Global gonna be countered quite heavily now by the majority of their heroes. Nisha's, I mean, he's still top of that net worth, but he got absolutely decimated in that fight.
They have to really rely on Yapso just getting in a huge AoE lockdown before BKBs are out. Boy, large amounts of the damage that Secret can do at this point are just rendered useless if the BKBs come into play.
I thought I saw mid one pick up him pick up Arcane Boots, and then he has to actually sell his bottle so that he can finish up the Bloodstone afterwards. I think maybe he sold it or something. I didn't see what happened, but I definitely saw him pick up Arcane Boots, and then he didn't have the energy booster anymore. Now he's got the Bloodstone finished. Immediately coups with the Shivas. Just some type of base armor. Let him just rely on reactive armor stacks. Because if he just gets jumped immediately, he's sitting only at 3.
VP. To look for a push potentially. Metamorphosis is back. They want to get something done with the Sages. Ramses is close to Skadi, so the temptation is going to be there for him to finish that one off before they look for a potentially.
I mean, they've got a lot of information on the map, though. Look at the whole top side for VP. They've got 8 or 9 sentries placed around, 2 or 3 wards playing around Division 2.
It's VP, time to move.
Yeah.
They have the Blink RP ready to go on Pasha.
And they want to play around their vision. They don't want to make a mistake, walk into a high ground, just like Secret did before. You see Nisha farming, too.
Heading straight towards the PL, Nisha. But indeed no one. He finds the opening. Roger has the time to move in with the follow-up lockdown. Nisha is gone.
These wards that they placed earlier, Solo, just able to get them down, did not get de-warded by Secret, and they've done so much work.
With this tower, that will be goal for Ramses to complete the Skadi.
And he still has the meta, and they just used Deacon form. They can look to knock on Secret.
Nisha doesn't
does not have buyback. He bought the Reaper.
They need some incredible sort of defenses, Secret, if they wish to hold on to at least the tier 3, maybe the Rex in trouble as well. VP amping up the pressure. Ramses incredibly huge on this Terrorblade jump ball from nowhere. They're straight into the vein. Top of Puppy. The Suns is gone. He'll buy back immediately. Tier 3 tower falls. Side back to no one. It doesn't do much damage at all. With no reflect. The BK now. They're moving towards mid one. RP from Pasha. Mid one is gone.
He's up in 10 seconds, though. He's got the Bloodstone.
As VP does come back towards at least the range break. Can they get more? And he's falling low. He's walking in for the Sunder back up to full.
And this Rax also. They're looking to be a bit afraid, though, as everybody's respawning. The PL, the big threat. They don't have their ultis available.
Look at the curse on the Roger. Yapso holds back on the Fisher, though. VP will be allowed to disengage. Playing it safe.
What a swing of momentum.
5k lead in gold and experience now for Virtus Pro. Oh, to get the gauntlet split at the Fisher. Yapso just in range to find the TP cancel.
They do get a retreat kill.
They get something, but still not enough to swing the game back in Secret's VP. Strong. They have the heart now. Finish for Nisha.
Yeah, he's still very farmed. It's just mid one has heavily dropped off after that time he died going into the high ground. Just 2 back-to-back deaths. Really slowing down momentum for Secret.
I'm going to show mid one here. Maybe looking for a bit of a bait. Yapso is hidden behind him. With the Echo combo available, Ramses going to charge forward. And one Anisha starting to poke. Illusions are in, beginning to drain the mana of Ramses. Secret space to take the tier 2 tap at bottom. If they want to fight, no one. He actually finds Yapso. This is the perfect way to start the fight. He gets and they'll chase down Yapso. The BKBs are out. Yapso can't do anything about this. If they lose the Shaker, Mid1 is doing his best to escape. Will turn around with the Chakram, but with the BKBs still active on Ramsey, he closes the gap. Mid1 has to suicide.
No one finding the best target possible there. Jumping on top of Yapsor, and instantly Secret did not take a fight if the Earthmaker is controlled.
Yapsor's got to be way more careful with his positioning. It's very up for sure, but they need him to get the jump off. He gets found at the start of the fight, the team fight's over.
They're immediately running toward mid for his eye. He was able to dispel that reflection right away. But yeah, Yapsor is literally the only team fight control for Secret, so has to be very wary of his positioning.
VP hungry to finish off that rack down in the middle. They do have a bat in the game in secret.
Shrine is under attack.
VP can look for the outer objective, take the shrines away.
Dire's
Secret start to
bottom
poke their
shrine
heads outside
has fallen.
of the base in the middle. Won't make a jump upon them. They do now fight out the Aegis. Morphosis back up, but still 40 seconds. Now the next Elder Dragon form for no one.
So you can now very much so on the back foot though. I just remember saw, like we said, got slowed down so heavily now. They're pretty much playing this very defensive aspect as they're sitting behind Nisha a lot of the times. But they have to be able to push out the lanes. They can't let VP just farm and farm and farm with this power on these two big cores that are going to be able to carry this game in the later stages because of how much they've slowed down mid one. And it's all about map control in this type of game, just pushing down the waves, keeping them pushed out, keeping them shoved in so that you can secure those bounty runes, secure the Roche.
This game not going any easier at this rate for Secret. They have to find perfect play, perfect team fight. Lots of the pressure on Absol. Start any sort of engagement off. Just buying some sort of lockdown and safety to allow mid-one to get in and do damage without the threat of being immediately melted by these high DPS physical damage carries.
Yeah, we saw how much Nisha was able to do with the PL versus the Terrorblade the last time, but now he's not only versus the Terrorblade, he's versus the Dragon Knight, who's incredibly farmed. No one is also queued up a heart. He's on GPM talent too, so he's like, all right, we don't need to actually end this soon. We can go for the continuous scaling. I'm gonna be a big core because I have the Radiance for PL. These illusions are not much of a threat. Secret thought they're trying to catch VP before they're all set up here. And they find the opportunity.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
All eyes on Yapsel. Make that happen. They head towards the top. Roger. The one showing at the moment on the tower. Yapsel's going to reveal with Fisher. The chakra slow out as well. VP there holding his back. Roger getting bursted pretty low. Guns up. Side there. They'll kill off Roger. They'll get one global silence comes out from Puppey. If they'll get the illusions onto no one, they're trying to chase down for more, but it's hard. Know that if they push on, there's every chance of being caught up by a counterplay from Passion's Magnus. So they're back off, they'll accept the kill.
They don't have any wards, they only have one on the bottom, so they're satisfied with at least one kill. VP, they're content with this too. They'll be like, all right, we can just go back and farm ourselves. And they've got this deep vision too. Like they've got the base board that's been there for the entire duration of it. You see Puppey going back, so they know that Zai and only a few heroes can be tough. They don't have the sun there. No one buys the heart. 4,300 HP on this DK now. Taking this man down is going to be a huge problem. Secret, and the longer he's alive in the fight, the harder it becomes for Nish to actually be that relevant carry inside of the engagement.
Nish needs that butterfly ASAP. They need every bit of damage output they can Secret to take down these BP cores.
Even with butterfly at evasion, it's all gonna build. The Terrorblade also has a butterfly of his own, the Radiance, so we can keep playing. Nish gonna have the damage by himself. They need mid-one and Zai to carry the way to
Radiant, the power as well. Just so many ways for VP to cut through this PL army.
Yeah. Like I said, most important thing in the next thing for most important thing for VP in the next few moments is that Roche. So we see they're positioned 4 or 5 heroes in the area. They've already placed a ward and a sentry too to keep the eyes on it. Big target also is to take out that shrine. If they were to take out the shrine, then the avenue for Secret to get into that Roche makes it a lot harder.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
As you say, slowing down a little bit. VP more than happy to play it at this pace. May just be about to be ready for some more action. Smoke is on Solo. VP grouped up close to the pit and ready to make a move.
Yeah, they could walk into the pit, smoke, and then walk up and look for take a fight. Get some high ground vision.
For Secret, they are split up. 3 at the moment in their jungle, 2 down bottom.
Catch a glimpse. Good one for a second here.
Will Secret lose anyone here? It was.
Playing a bit careful.
They'll be aware that they're all off the map. And Mid 1, he's hugging his tower. He knows that with nobody showing on the side of VP, the map is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, bottom side's pushing it a bit. They literally see nobody, so it's playing a bit defensive. But now Roche spawns. Ramses looks to start it. They're committing completely onto it. They kill it so fast, double power.
Even if Secret are aware of this, I don't think there's any chance of them getting here in time.
No, they can't contest this.
Falls so fast, the power of VP.
And this, Ramses just finished up a butterfly, right? He's already got 4,400 gold, or 4,900 gold and an Aegis now. And they're continuing to scale. 12k gold lead. Experience just about 5,000. We'll glance at the Dota plus win rate. How is it looking right now?
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
We'll see it in a moment. Before the fight does kick off.
Dire's top shrine.
Push on Nisha.
Does have a butterfly, like we said, it's going to make him a little bit more durable in fights, but his damage is still going to be extremely limited.
So he's so close to having the Aghanims complete. A couple of hundred gold and it will be there.
As we see that 83% win rate right now for VP. And like we said, they're content with farming. They're all right with
this. They know that it's almost impossible for Secret to catch back and farm.
And for them to outscale, because it's not just a Terrorblade versus PL this time, it's a DK. It's incredibly farmed. And Magnus always gives you a really good condition too, when he's just, if he's able to get a multi-hero RP, 3.75 second BKB piercing disable. And they don't have BKBs anyway, but just a longer to disable is more than enough.
And with the Greaves, Shadow Blade, and Blink, he's got the tool, Asher, find that perfect jump.
He sees Zai right now. They're gonna look for him.
No one. Oh, Zai quickly with the blink away. Fisher will be laid down to try and stop VP from going any further, and Zai sees immediately back to base. VP in position though to push down mid. On this melee, it's gone. Secret, how will they respond? They've brought the whole team back for this defense. With good time left on the Aegis. Ramsey now ready to push in. Can they kill him the once? Terrorblade is going to be so hard. They're at the creep wave. Ramsey will back off and back. VP do retreat for now. The creep wave pushing in on the bottom. They can look to take the out to tier 2 towers. The remainder of this meta. There's so much farm, so much gold on.
I thought I was missing something. Just losing the TV, it seems, for a moment. And Ramses again, we see him do this all the time. He's solo come. Alright, thank you. Full HP. 8,200 gold. They're just continuing to grow this lead more and more as Secret is just trapped in the base.
We've seen this story all too many times from the Terrorblade in this meta. Secret have some sort of way to deal with him. Ramsey getting closer and closer to just full power.
They just don't have a way to outscale if VP just plays the farm game, and that's what they're doing. It just gets harder and harder for Secret, as we said, he had his peak. That 1 or 2 deaths just completely shut him down. Ramsey's actually queued up a second fight, by the way. In this game, because the evasion reigns supreme versus a PL, can't build MKB.
The illusions are onto the rack.
MKB.
First fish around onto him, Shack Command down, pushing him down a little bit. Still so much HP to work with that Skadi. And still the Aegis in touch. He just loses a lot of mana. Pretty much the entire illusions being spammed out.
To get an MKB of his own, because he now sees that the PL has finished the butterfly. He can't. I saw him MKB illusions. He's actually missing quite a lot. So that's an illusion rune. They full map control, so they'll get all those bounty runes. And we're at the 40-minute mark, so the double rune's gonna start coming out, and those double catapult waves they started a bit ago. But double runes, whenever you have map control, those DD, those illusions, they are plenty. Secret. Starts stepping outside the base here, but a very sneaky move by VP does scout outside. He's very careful here. It's an invis.
In Ramsey, I mean, he's found himself on top of Puppy. The Silence, they're on top. Global, Puppy guys back. Asher, he has used the RP on Kyle, skew him back away from Zai's team. And I have buyback. Nick dead for 60 seconds. Ramsey's ready to move this. He's got
Butterfly.
that second butterfly. He has an incredible amount of damage as he's struck up the back. He'll take Brilliant found but he's dead. He's got the back available. He's dead for 60 seconds. Nisha is on top of the tower lane. Age is still there for Ramsey's as VP that moved from the middle lane straight towards the bottom.
10 seconds left on the Aegis though. And he's trying to back up, just be a little bit careful.
They don't want to use the back on mid one, but they may have to. As VP onto second set of racks. No one pairing through the range back. So back up with the Chief. Ramsey's is back in as well. It's going to be a second set of racks. VP and no one big forward, looking for an opportunity to get in on top of Nisha. Nisha keeps the distance. So Lance out start to train them at the Dragon Knight. 20 seconds before mid-one outside.
They broke all of no one's mana. He still has BKB available though. That is also down, but
I mean, just the damage.
he hits with his
Double butterfly. It's absolutely destroying the racks. Nisha trying to get ahead, but Nisha's out of mana. He's got to back off. He's being committed. Ramsey just wants the mega creeps and he's got a good shot of finding a picture. During straight away from it. He's got a bit of a jumps off.
The Echo.
Jumps in. The Echo wants to do the damage. Oh my God! He's back up the pot! Puppy is dead! They'll do Yapsor before they do a Nietzsche falls! People have but secret they only have 3 left to defend with. Vision out. No, they need more out of this. He flutters away with the butterflies.
Oh, the game got the Megas. They're fine. Anything they're not even
Ready
fine.
to finish the game. No one. It's in for Mancha. Now onto Mibble, they have control. Mibble trying to get himself out of this. The skill time. He's being kept alive for a little bit, but the burst is there. Ramsey's got eyes on the turret. GG
They've done it.
And Fantas Pro are your Kuala Lumpur champions. A team that had all results last season, and at the start of a new DPC, they are looking to be just as hot.
And such a big win, too. It was looking like Secret, they had good control of this game, but that one fight.